A step parenting expert, Chris Burns.
Women's mindset coach and stepmom, Chris Burns.
Welcome to the Step Parent Podcast. Hello, welcome back to the Step Parent Podcast. I'm Chris Burns. New Year's hits step parents in a very specific way because it forces you to look at the year behind you and ask yourself, where did I abandon myself? Where did I overfunction? Where did I hold the emotional load that was not mine, and where I kept trying to earn a belonging in a family that I actually already belonged to? It is a time where you can choose to repeat the same patterns, or you could choose to interrupt them. New Year's brings a freaking mirror, and that mirror is uncomfortable because it shows you everything you tolerated, everything you swallowed, everything you justified, everything you stayed silent about, everything you carried that wasn't yours, and everything you adopted because you thought it would be easier. Most step parents move into a new year hoping things will just feel better, but hope is not a strategy. Awareness is, intentionality is, ownership is. You do not change a blended family dynamic wishing for peace. Sorry, you cannot manifest fucking peace. You can change it by showing up as a version of yourself who does not tolerate the same emotional patterns anymore. You can change it by making different choices in small, consistent ways. You can change it by choosing yourself in the moments where historically you would have abandoned yourself. You can do it by backing the boundaries that you keep talking about doing and placing in the family. You can do it by regulating before reacting. The biggest mistake that people make is writing goals without addressing their emotional patterns. You can write all of the intentions, the words, resolutions, affirmations, the new year, new me statements. You can write them all, as many as you freaking want. But if you still avoid conflict, if you're still people-pleasing, if you're silencing your needs, swallowing resentment, overgiving, or trying to keep two households happy at the expense of yourself, this year will not fucking change. Your patterns will follow you. Your nervous system is not fooled by a new calendar. It responds to behavior. It responds to choices and boundaries and small moments where you decide to act from self-respect instead of self-sacrifice.
You know the thing that you'd never say out loud about being a step parent? Say it here. If I'm Honest is the new segment on the Step Parent Podcast, a space for raw, unfiltered, anonymous stories from real step parents. I'll be reacting live on the podcast, no names, just honesty. Because if we can't be honest, then we can't heal.
The real reset is internal. It's the moment you say, this behavior ends with me. It's the moment you stop matching other people's emotions. It's the moment that you stop trying to earn love or approval. It's the moment you stop shrinking yourself to avoid tension. It is the moment you choose self-respect over comfort, and the moment you choose short-term discomfort over long-term peace. It is the moment when you stop waiting for things to settle the fuck down and start choosing the version of you that does not abandon yourself in chaos. A powerful New Year's practice for step parents is asking yourself these 3 questions. Are you ready? Where did I abandon myself this year? Where did I ignore my intuition? Where did I silence myself to keep the peace? Those 3 right there. Those answers will show you exactly what needs to shift. You might realize that you abandoned yourself every time you agreed to do plans that you didn't want to do, or you ignored your intuition about a boundary that needed to be set. Or maybe you silenced yourself when comments were made about you or your role because you didn't want to be a part of the drama or create drama. Maybe you even see moments where you held yourself back from expressing love, affection, or connection because you were afraid of rejection. Or maybe where you overcompensated because you were terrified of not being enough. I also want you to ask this. Where did I show up for myself this year? Where did I say no and mean it? Where did I choose a regulated response instead of a reactive one? Where did I protect my energy? Where did I show up for the kids in a way that made me proud? Where did I hold a boundary and feel that deep internal click of this is who I am becoming? Where did I choose truth over performance? Where did I honor my intuition even if it made others uncomfortable? Where did I give myself credit? Because the reset is not just about what you want to leave behind. It's also about what you want more of in your life, what you're already doing great, having an awareness to what's fucking working. You get to move into a new year with self-trust and boundaries and emotional regulation and clarity and leadership, all of those things compounded. You get to decide who you want to be in this family system. You don't need anyone's permission for this too. You don't need anyone's approval. You don't need validation. You just need a commitment to showing up the way that you want your future self to show up. When you are faced with a familiar situation maybe and you can feel yourself wanting to default the old pattern, you can pause and ask yourself, what would the version of me I am becoming do here? Because that's when the shift happens. Not in the big moments, but in those like little micro moments, those micro choices. The new year is not about fixing your blended family. It's about rising into a version of you that can handle the blended family with confidence, neutrality, and grounded emotional intelligence. That is the real transformation. When you become less reactive, more anchored, more clear, the whole system starts to respond differently. Maybe not overnight, but slowly, subtly, consistently. Kids start feeling safer. Your partner starts noticing the steadiness. You start noticing your own resilience. The emotional storms become easier to navigate and you stop feeling like you have to earn your place every time life gets loud. The new year is also your chance to release narratives that once belonged to you, that no longer serve you, that you can actually choose never belong to you, if that makes sense. Narratives like I'm second best or I'm a guest in my own home. If I speak up, I'll be judged. If I set boundaries, I'm the problem. None of those stories belong in your next season. They are heavy, they are limiting, they keep you small, and they keep you playing roles you outgrew years ago. So let's leave all of those old stories behind. Old stories about needing to be perfect and old roles where you were the shock absorber, right? Like that's such a weird visualization, but like the shock absorber for everyone else's choices. Old habits maybe where you emotionally cleaned up the messes that were never fucking yours to clean up. Old patterns where you hold your breath waiting for the next conflict. I can resonate with that. You are allowed to walk into the new year with a quieter nervous system and a louder sense of self. You are allowed to make this year where you stop abandoning yourself in the name of keeping the peace and instead create real peace from the inside out. You're allowed to have these boundaries that protect you. Give yourself permission to have a voice that's fucking heard. You're allowed to have the needs that matter in this household. You're allowed to expect respect. You're allowed to be the version of yourself who leads powerfully instead of reacting to everyone else's fucking chaos. And here's the most important truth. You are allowed to choose you without it meaning you are choosing against anyone. Your well-being is not a threat to the system. It is the foundation that stabilizes it. If next year is going to feel different, it will be because you decided you are worth different and you acted like it. If this episode landed with you, please share it on your social media and tag me. I hope you enjoyed today and I will see you next week.